Hey Rock Buds, it's Papa. Hope you guys are doing well today. I think about you all the time. Glad to have so many rock buddies. Today we're going to talk about the different types of granite that can be very confusing. Granite comes in several different types depending on its mineralogical composition. So today we're going to take a look at those different kinds of granites and see if we can find a way to help us remember them. And I've got some pictures of them to show you too. So I hope you like this video. If so, please subscribe. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. So here we go. The different types of granite. Let's take a few minutes to refamiliarize ourselves with granite in general. Granite is an igneous, intrusive, which means underground, rock. Granite is made of quartz, potassium-rich feldspar, sodium-rich feldspar, usually some biotite, and occasionally some muscovite. Here's some pretty quarry granite, and you can see the gray quartz there. Now we're going to move over to some pinkish, that's probably potassium-rich feldspar. It's usually pink or orangey in color. And here's some white, most likely it's sodium-rich feldspar. And here's some black biotite. And here's some quarry Elberton granite. I can see the black biotite spots in it. Here's some white feldspar. Now we don't know if it's potassium feldspar or sodium feldspar because both of them can be white, but we know it's feldspar. Passing over some grayish, clearish quartz. And here we have what looks like a little spot of Mira muscovite mica. Yet another hunk of granite with clear quartz, orangey potassium feldspar, white sodium feldspar, and black biotite, and a little bit of Mira muscovite. And here's our last granite example. Can you identify what's in each of the circles? I bet you can. And by the way, guys, if you see the word alkali feldspar in reference to granite, they're talking about potassium-rich feldspar. Granites are mostly formed when two continents collide or an ocean and a continent collide. In this picture, we have the Pacific Ocean plate on the left, pushing into and subducting underneath the west coast of North America. The subducting ocean crust goes down deep into the mantle where it melts, producing intense heat and pressure, and that causes the continental crust of the land, which is mostly granitic rock, granite and granite gneiss, to remelt to form, you guessed it, granite. And here's a gorgeous example of that process. Can you tell what you're looking at? Yeah, these are the Sierra Nevada mountains from the eastern side. So, Rock Buds, without further ado, let's take a look at the different kinds of granite. First, we have Luco Granite, and that would be granite that has very little, if any, dark minerals like biotite and hornblende. Luco Granite is also called Alaskite. Presumably it's found abundantly in Alaska. But here's some samples of Luco Granite, and you can see there's not much black mineral in them. And here is the famous Le Mont Saint-Michel castle in France that's made of Luco Granite. I'm actually thinking about buying this one. Luco granite forms in continental collisions when there's a lot of siltstone and mudstone, which makes sense because Siltstone and mudstone usually contains a lot of quartz and feldspars, but not usually a lot of dark minerals. Hey guys, so the way that I remember Luco Granite is Luco reminds me of leukocytes, which are white blood cells. And so that would mean it's got a lot of white in it and not much black in it. I hope that helps. Next type of granite we have is called cyanite. Cyanite is granite that has little or no quartz in it. So cyanite could have lots of potassium feldspar, lots of sodium feldspar, could have biotite, it could have muscovite, but it has very little quartz or no quartz. And here are some samples of cyanite. See if you can pick out the minerals. According to Wikipedia, there is a great cyanite dike that runs for miles through South Carolina. It goes right through the little town of Taxahaw. So I looked up Taxahaw, South Carolina on the Rock D app, and as best I can tell, the cyanite is these green formations pointed to by the blue arrows. And Rock D calls this the Pageland Granite Pluton. So if you're ever over near Taxahaw, South Carolina, collect yourself some cyanite. Hey Rock Buds, I remember cyanite because Cy reminds me of silicon, and night means that it's nighttime for silicon, meaning there is none. Kind of wacky, but maybe it'll help you. Next on our exciting but slightly confusing granite types video, we have Monzonite. Monzonite is a kind of granite that has less than 5% quartz in it, as opposed to the cyanite we just looked at, which has little or no quartz. Here's some Monzonite for you. Hey guys, the way I remember Monzonite is the Z in Monzonite looks like a backwards 5 for 5% or less quartz. Kind of iffy, but maybe it'll work for you. And next we have Tonalite, which is granite that has a bunch of sodium/calcium rich feldspar, which is also called plagioclase, and it's usually white, but very little, if any, potassium-rich feldspar, which can be orange or white. And here are some Tonalite examples for you. I remember Tonalite by thinking about the tone of orange. An orange tone is absent. Maybe it'll work for you. And finally, thank God, the last one we're going to talk about is called a Northocide. Some folks call this stuff blue-eyed granite. Some folks don't even call it granite because of all the calcium feldspar, which is actually a mafic mineral. But you know, it's way too cool to leave out. The bluish color in a Northocide is the mineral labradorite, which is a super calcium feldspar. Grammy and I collected the sample you just looked at many years ago when we went up camping through the Adirondack Mountains of New York, and especially around lovely Lake Placid. Here's some Northocide with a beautiful blue labradorite crystal in it. Isn't it gorgeous? And here's some more Northocide examples, and as you can see, it doesn't always have to have the blue color of labradorite in it. Okay, rock buds, so that's it for the different types of granite. Hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe. This is your Rock Papa saying have a great day. Happy rock hunting.